Okay, honors physics students, how about a few hints for worksheet number 2 on chapter 2 and 3? Let's start with number 5, because I think you probably got through some of the other ones. Number 5, tiny hint. In fact, let's erase the number 6 there and call it number 5. Tiny hint. When you drop something, the V1 equals 0. Because you get to choose what direction is positive and negative, downward might as well make positive 9.8 meter per second squared. I think that'll help you a lot if you write down also for part A, the time is 5.0 seconds and the displacement is the question mark. That identifies 3 knowns and 1 unknown. So you could solve that pretty reasonably. Switch to number 6 now. Number 6 is a tougher question because it doesn't seem like we give enough information. But understand this. When you begin a problem, and if it says 22 meters per second for the beginning velocity at the start of the problem, you know that V1 is 22. And what's trying to stop it is gravity. Now notice that gravity works opposite to the beginning velocity, so let's call the acceleration of gravity negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And as the flare goes up and down again, the most important feature of this is that it stops at the top. So we could call this V2 equals 0. And we want to know the maximum height. So in order to do that, we would write D equals question mark. So when you do that, you search for the one formula that has V1A, V2, and D. And you'll find that V2 squared equals V1 squared plus 2AD. Fits very nicely. Now notice this. In part B, it asks how long to arrive back. Find the time to the top, then just double it. Moving on to number 7. Again, these are just little hints. Number 7 is the same as number 6, exactly for part A and B. So there's your hint. Number 7, number 6, the same for part A and B. But for part C, there's a slight change. Part C is a challenge. Don't attempt that unless you want to be challenged. It's nice. For part C, in order to write the knowns and unknowns, let's recall that V1 is going to be 15. Gravity will accelerate this at negative 9.8 meters per second squared. The displacement is 6.0 meters to the window where you toss the ball. And then you write T equals question mark. Now, in order to solve this, you could use the only formula that has those four. V1T plus 1/2 AT squared. And you can see this is a quadratic. You need the quadratic formula. Aren't you pleased with that? One more hint, and then others can be attacked by you. How about number 8? If you look at number 8, there's Beth and Rosa. Okay, so as you see, we tell the acceleration, that's negative 0.43 meters per second squared. Why is it not positive? Because you're slowing down. The final velocity when you stop is 0. The displacement is 85 meters, and the T is the 85 meters. And the T is the thing we wish to solve for. The reason I wrote this problem is that we do not have a formula in the formula sheet I gave you that solves for those. Whenever you get stuck like that and you don't have a formula, solve for something the teacher didn't give. So why not solve for V1 equals question mark and use that to help you solve for the time, and that will be very useful. Good luck. You're an awesome physics person.